Hey folks, Protomed here, and welcome to another edition of Gamezillong Countdowns. In today's episode, I'll be counting down the top 5 alien races in the Ultra series. Now, there are a lot of alien races in the Ultra series, so it was a little hard to narrow it down to 10, but I think you'll be interested in my list, so let's get to it.
Number 10. The alien Volkey first appeared in the final episode of Ultraman Taro, and wasn't all that impressive. He was even defeated by a human, even as a giant. Cut to a few years ago, and Ultraman Ginga brought back the alien and gave him a much more bombastic personality, constantly peppering his phrases with English words and such. He was actually a really fun character in the first half of Ultraman Ginga, and when they brought the alien back for Ultraman X and brought back the personality, he was still very fun. And it's largely because of this personality that Ultraman Ginga gave to the character that he comes in at number 10.
Number 9.
Ultraman Leo wasn't the greatest series, but it did introduce us to the alien Magma, a race of aliens so dedicated to combat that they actually graft weapons onto their arms. This dedication to their combat origins and determination to fight to the last gives them pretty good reason to put them as number 9 on this list.
Number 8.
While the Gudis is not the most famous of Ultra aliens, this collective of cellular life forms are capable of infecting other life forms, allowing them to grow into gigantic sizes, all with the singular desire of becoming the dominant life form in the entire universe. This determination and the ability to control others puts Gudis at number 8.
Number 7.
Crafty and cunning, the Methylus Seijin use deception and lies to trick people into doing their job for them, or convincing people to give them what they want. But they're not above using their own strength to get what they want if they feel they need to. This combination of intelligence and action puts the alien Methylus at number 7.
Number 6.
The Guts aliens are cunning and clever, always researching their opponents and planning. Unfortunately for them, their biggest weakness is their own overconfidence, constantly thinking themselves better than those that they hunt. But still, you can't deny their determination and skill, which is why the Guts aliens are at number 6.
Number 5.
The alien Emperor sure holds a grudge. Eons ago, he was defeated by the Ultra who came to be known as Father of Ultra, and has held on to that grudge ever since, returning eventually to defeat Ultraman Mebius and ultimately the other Ultras, though he was defeated before he could accomplish this. Still, the fact that he has a legion of kaiju and other aliens at his beck and call, and can command them with a supreme authority, and not even death can really keep him down, puts this alien at number 5.
Number 4.
This next entry might be a bit cheating since the Jaap aren't technically from outer space, but they're not from Earth either, or at least not from the Showa Ultraman Earth. The Jaap come from their own dimension, and if there's any bad hoodoo going on in Ultraman Ace or a Choju is involved, then you can bet that the Jaap are behind it, as they were the main antagonists of Ultraman Ace, and really the first main antagonists of any Ultra series. Even after gaining their giant form, they were still defeated by Ace, though they put up a really tough fight, and even though all the Jaap were eventually defeated, even in death their grudge held on, and they continued their scheming even for decades. This hard determination, and the fact that they're the first main antagonists for an Ultra series, puts Jaap at number 4.
Number 3.
The Metron aliens are secretive and manipulative, but they're also intelligent enough to know when their presence isn't needed to accomplish their objectives. They know exactly when to take a step back and just let nature take its course. They're not completely combative, and they're quite manipulative, and their intelligence is quite impressive. The fact that they can take care of their objectives without really needing to do anything and just let humans destroy themselves is a little terrifying. And while they're not very combat savvy, that doesn't mean that they're not dangerous. Their cold, methodical method is terrifying in and of itself, and that's why the Metron aliens come in at number 3.
Number 2.
At number 2 on this list are the inhabitants of the Land of Light from the M78 Nebula, better known as Ultraman. You were probably expecting this list to be entirely of villainous aliens, but it's easy to forget that the Ultramen are aliens, in fact. And they are extremely powerful, as evidenced throughout the entire Ultra series. If not for the fact that they were heroic, they could be potentially dangerous villains, as evidenced by Ultraman Belial. But because they use their powers heroically to defend people who cannot defend themselves, that puts them at number 2 on this list.
Number 1.
And at number 1 are the Balton aliens. First appearing in Ultraman Episode 2, this race of space ninjas have a wide variety of abilities, including growing into giants, multiplying themselves, and shooting various rays and stuff out of their claws. This race has long been an enemy of the Ultras and of various other species. These aliens are kind of jerks and are very similar to the Daleks from Doctor Who. And what's creepiest of all is their laugh. Have a listen. Unfortunately, this alien race have not had a whole lot of major roles in the past decade, with their most recent major role being in probably the worst two-parter in Ultraman Max that I honestly can't stand. Which is a darn shame, because these aliens are quite versatile. But perhaps the race is on the verge of extinction, and the last few remnants aren't quite sure what exactly they should be doing, and thus are really just playing a minor role now.
Or maybe the writers just don't know what to do with them, which is probably more likely. Anyway, this has been my top 10 alien list for the Ultra series. If you've got your own list of top 10 aliens, leave those down in the comments. Yeah. This is actually technically a sequel to a top 10 list I did a couple months ago on the top 10 Ultra Kaiju. So go check that out here. Leave a link to that here. Go check it out. It's pretty good. And this has been me, Protomet. See ya.